Hey everyone, welcome to the Hickson Diaries. It's day 3 of our 12 faves of Britain countdown to Christmas, and today we're exploring my 10 favorite British insults. And by request from the community, I'm going to attempt to do them in my best version of a British accent. Here we go. Number 10. Not the full ticket. So I can't get over it. So not the full ticket means someone that has less than average intelligence, I'm going to say. Similar to an expression that I believe you use here in England or in the UK, and I know we use in America, called a few sandwiches short of a picnic. It's basically the equivalent, and it's not always the nicest thing to hear. Number 9. No oil painting. One is a little bit of a funny way for British people to say that someone's not very attractive from their point of view. Honestly, I think it's probably easier to just say they're not fit or something like that. But I guess if you're trying to be a little obscure and trying to not be so insulting and obnoxious, I guess no oil painting would work. Though I've never heard it before until I moved here to England. Number 8. She's dead from the what? Dead from the neck up. I don't know why that sounded Irish, actually. Be dead from the neck up. Is that right? I don't know. Dead from the neck up basically means someone is very stupid or foolish. I think it probably goes a little bit further than not the full ticket, because not the full ticket kind of implies that there's some intelligence up there, but I feel like dead from the neck up means that they're just basically completely useless. A whole nother British phrase. This British accent thing's not going well. Number 7. Dull as a dishwasher. So this obviously means someone who's dull or very boring. I don't understand why a dishwasher would be dull or boring though. And I'm not 100% sure if they're talking about the machine, the dishwasher, or like a person who stands there and washes dishes. I don't understand why either would be equated to being dull though. Maybe that's just me being kind of daft, or one of the previous British insults that I'm not gonna, but I don't really understand the connection. What does a dishwasher have to do with being dull? Because it does all the work for you. But if you're the person that's doing the dishes, you're doing some work, and I guess because it's mundane, it's something that like has to be done, but it's not exciting. Maybe that's what it is. That's probably what it is. See, the light bulb goes on as I talk. Number 6. Mad as a box of frogs. So this is mad as a box of frogs, in case that British accent didn't work out for you, which most likely didn't. Mad as a box of frogs just brings up this image in my head of a bunch of frogs just going crazy, which is obviously what it really means. So when I say mad as a box, so when British people say mad as a box of frogs, they're, from my understanding, pretty much saying the person is completely crazy and don't trust them. They're kind of insane. Be careful of what, take everything they say with a grain of salt kind of situation. For me, this expression seems a bit complicated. I'd rather just say someone's mad or someone's crazy. I would never say someone's mad, let's be honest. Whenever I do hear this expression, I do laugh because it conjures up that image of all the frogs going insane in a big box, which I never really thought about before, but it is kind of funny. Number 5. You silly plonker. That accent was a little bit better. No British person I ever met said this before I moved to England. And now all of a sudden I hear it all the time. It's kind of weird. I especially hear it more often in the work setting, so maybe that's why it feels like it's more prevalent. But a lot of people will use it as a fun way to say you're being an idiot, basically. You silly plonker, it just makes me laugh. That's why I like it so much. Number 4. What a wanker. So my partner says this all the time, particularly when he's driving. He does have a little problem with road rage. Wanker is one of those British insults or British words that a lot of Americans have latched onto and just absolutely adore. I don't know why. To me, that's a somewhat quintessential British slang. And when someone's calling you a wanker, you definitely cannot take that anyway but as an insult. No one's calling you a wanker if they want to be polite, that's for sure. Number 3, jog on you muppet. So this is jog on you muppet. This is kind of a nice fun little combination of two separate slangs. So jog on means go ahead, move along, F off basically. And muppet is basically someone who is just being an idiot. It's just being silly and stupid. So it's a good way to tell someone that they're being an idiot and that they just need to move on and you're done with the conversation. Tons of people say jog on, and I hear tons of people say you muppet. Not as many people say it together, but when you do hear it, it is a treasure, in my opinion. Number 2. Aptly, it's 2-finger salute. So for those of you who don't know, in America, we have the single finger salute, which is putting up your middle finger, which I'm not going to do because... but here in Britain, the equivalent would be to put 2 fingers up. So say, this is the peace sign, turn it around, and that's your 2-finger salute. I've not ever heard anybody say this in real life, to be completely honest, but I've heard it in a few videos. And I heard it on a movie once, or maybe it was a television show, I'm not sure. But I actually really, really enjoyed it. And it might be one of those things that I enjoy because I don't hear it that much, but I do think it's fun. And of course, I remember in America, my partner would use it all the time because nobody would really understand. He was flipping them off. Maybe that's why I like it so much. And finally, my favorite British insult is you're as useful as a chocolate teapot. You're as useful as a chocolate teapot. This is a really, really long-winded and wordy way to say you're useless. And I hear you're useless much, much more often. However, I heard someone who had a very, very posh and proper British accent say this in a television show or in a video, and I thought it was hilarious, and I always remember it and I think about it all the time. Plus, it's another one of those expressions that conjures up the image of a chocolate teapot, which, no judgment, but if you're not getting it, a chocolate teapot would melt the minute you put the water or the hot tea in it. So yeah, it's pretty useless. Probably tastes delicious, but very, very useless, and will create a big old mess. So anyway, I think it's a real fun expression. I loved it when I first heard it. Haven't really heard it since, and it's definitely more efficient and more common to just say someone's useless. But I do enjoy this expression very, very much, and I never heard it before until I moved to England. There you have it, guys. My 10 favorite British insults in the absolute worst British accent that you're ever going to hear. Let me know your favorite British insult in the comments below, and don't forget to tune in tomorrow for day 4 of our series. I hope to see you then. Have a great day. Bye.